Hello YouTube, Mike Walgerman back again with the fourth and final installment on how to store your cultures long term. What I have here is called the conical tube, 50 milliliters. Basically what it is, it's a centrifuge bottle, or what they use in medical supplies where they put blood in, put it in the centrifuge, and spin it around so they can separate the molecules and then test the molecules. I got these because the difference in the amount of space that you have to work with a scalpel is almost 3 to 4 times as big. So I have much more room to be able to go in there with my scalpel and pull out of a piece of mycelium. Alright, so we're going to start off with the positives. They already come pre-sterilized, so when you get these in the mail from wherever you order them from, you can order them from eBay, you can order them from Estes, you can order them from Amazon, you can go into any science website and order them. They already come pre-sterilized, which is a good thing. Another good thing about this, like I said before, the ease of the opening. You can unscrew them and you have much more ability to go in there and get that piece of mycelium out. However, the negative side is they can't be pressure cooked because these are not polypropylene, so they cannot be pressure cooked. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to pressure cook your agar, let it cool, and then come over in front of your flow hood, unscrew the cap, and then pour your agar in there, screw the cap back on, and let it sit in front of your flow hood until it cools down. Just like a master slant, after you poured it and you put the cap back on, you want to tilt it so it gives you that slant. You can put a popsicle stick or a dung compressor in there. So that's sort of the negative things about it. The other negative things about it is look how bulky it is. Like, it's going to take up a lot of space however you're storing them, either if it's in a mini fridge or your personal fridge or somewhere in a basement in like 3 or 4 coolers to keep it below room temperature so they don't start to produce mushrooms depending on the species. They are very economically cheap. They are cheaper than the glass. And I also have to say, as a positive, if you drop them, they will not break. So that's another positive. But as far as how you inoculate them, it goes back to the petri dish. After you pour them, let them sit overnight, then you come back and then you inoculate them with your species or culture. Parafilm. Put the species, the date in which you inoculated it, let it sit until it colonizes, then put it in the fridge for long-term storage. So each one of these, they sort of go hand in hand. It almost as though, not really, but it also starts with the petri dish. Because you need the petri dish first, because you need to be able to take that little piece of mycelium from the fruiting body, put it on the petri dish, let it grow out, transfer it to another petri dish, then transfer it to your master culture slant, or this master culture slant, or into your liquid mycelium blank. Then you make the liquid culture syringes. Then you test it out on your yeah, I know it gets repetitive, but that's the way it works. Then you test it out on your petri dish to make sure it's contamination free. So it's sort of a round robin sort of, back and forth on it kind of thing. But if you want really good results, these are the steps that you have to go through. You can pick one of 4, or like I do all 4, just so that I can cover all my bases. Because again, if I lose this, I have my master culture slant. If I lose my master culture slant, I have my liquid liquid culture syringe. If I lose that, then I have this. And if I lose all four, I have the internet. So again and again, as far as percentages on this, I would probably give this one a 60-40. 60% positivity only because it's made of plastic. Excuse me. And the ease of operation of getting in there to get the mycelium. 40% negativity because, again, it's just cumbersome that you have to pressure cook your agar, bring it over here, pour it in, let it sit overnight. So, and there's always that risk of contamination. Now, if these were made polypropylene where you could pressure cook them, no, I'd probably give it to about an 80-20. The 80% because you can pressure cook it. It's got a nice open base where you can get the mycelium out. If you drop it, it won't break. On the 20% negativity side, it's just how big it is. I mean, again, it takes up a lot of space. So you can choose to do all four or one or the other, or however you want to do it. And there is one last final way to store your cultures long term. I'm like into perpetuity. However, you need a lot of money for this, and that's storing them in liquid nitrogen. So I don't know if anybody in mainstream or Johnny or Susan on Main Street that has a cryogenic liquid nitrogen apparatus in the back of their house. So these are the tools that we have now. And again, just do your research, find which one works for you, find one, find two, or use them all. Again, it's up to you. But these are how I store my cultures, and these may be good avenues for you. So if you like this video, tell yourself, tell your friends, like, subscribe, comment, blessed be, and keep it fun, guys.